What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Future Nurse Wes Simmons, and this is the Nurse Network. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys 5 things you must do if you wanna get accepted into a nursing program, especially if you have a low GPA. So stay tuned. All right, so let's get into it, man. I got my note card. All right, so let's get into it. I got my note card. I don't want to miss nothing. I want to make sure it's nice and precise and clean for you all. This stuff is coming from my personal experience. As y'all know, in the last video, I told y'all how I went from a 3.3 GPA down to a 2-point GPA and then finally got accepted into a program. Well, I went back and just thought about all the things that I had been through, how I got there, and this is it. And I'm about to give it to you, so hopefully you can find some education and motivation in it. The first thing I want to tell you guys is A&P. Yes, anatomy and physiology. If you got a low GPA, you probably hate those 2 words. I know I did. Anatomy and physiology is the single most hated course for anybody who wants to become a nurse. It is a very tough course, but you must understand 2 things about this course. Number 1, you have to understand that when you get into the program, you are going to use this stuff. It's not one of those courses where it's like, I'll never see this again. It's just unreasonably hard for no reason. That is not the case. I'm now going into my 3rd semester, about to start clinicals, and every class I've taken, or just about every class I've taken, did involve me having to use some anatomy and physiology. And the fact that I was able to finally conquer that class after struggling with it, now that I'm in the program, it has paid off, and you need to take anatomy and physiology serious. It's really important for you to understand the second thing about anatomy and physiology too. Anatomy and physiology is what they call a weeder course. It's a weeder course. What do I mean? They're using this course to determine who will and who won't be successful in the program. That's basically their measuring stick for you before you even get to taking the T's and applying. They're basically saying if you can't get through anatomy and physiology, forget about it. So if you have a low GPA and you're struggling in your courses, focus all of your energy, or most of your energy, not all of it, but most of your energy needs to go towards A&P. Because that's the weeder course, it means much more to a program or a school that's looking at you if you got an A or a B in A&P, as opposed to getting those A's and B's in English 1 and English 2. And I know A&P is a very hard course, but stick in there. You got it. I know you can do it. Trust me, if I had to go through it and you've been through what I've been through in that class, I believe you can do it too. So stick to it and understand the purpose of it. Number 2, second thing on the list, figure out what kind of nurse you want to become. Do you want to be an LPN? Do you want to be an RN? Do you want to be an RN that has a BSN? Do you want to be a CRNA? Do you want to be an NP? What kind of nurse do you want to be? This is going to be very important in your way to getting into a program, because based on the kind of nurse you want to be is going to point you in the direction of what kind of school you should apply for. If you don't have any aspirations of becoming a NP or a CRNA, or you just simply know that, hey, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door, I want to get to nursing, you need to look into an LPN program or just a 2-year degree RN program. That way you're not doing unnecessary things that are going to, upset you. At the same token, if you're somebody like, hey, I need to be more than just a registered nurse, if you can, try to find an RN program. Try to skip that LPN step. That way, the second you get started in school, you're doing exactly what you want to do. Now understand, you might have to start as an LPN no matter what. Heck, you might start as a CNA no matter what. But understand what it is you want to become, because when you understand what it is you want to become, you can now focus your eyes on that target and on that goal. So we got A&P. We figured out what kind of nurse you want to be. 3rd thing on the list, leave no stone unturned, right? Leave no stone unturned. So we got A&P down, we figured out what kind of nurse we want to be, now we got to go find that program. But we can't just look at the school that we're going to or the one school we heard somebody went to. We got to go dig deep. You have a low GPA, and just like me, nobody wanted me. I had to go find them. I wasn't going to receive a letter from my school saying, congratulations, you now are into the program. It wasn't going to happen. I had to go out and find a program because I had a low GPA and I couldn't leave a stone unturned. If there was a school and they was offering nursing, and I was there, period. I had to know about you and I had to see about what your requirements were, and I had to figure out if I could possibly get into that program. So don't leave a single stone unturned on your journey to figuring this out. I'm gonna do a recap every time we go through this because I want you to really understand it. We got A&P, we did good in that. We know what kind of nurse we want to be. We figured that all out. We left no stone unturned. We looked everywhere. We found out, all the schools and what their requirements are. So what's the fourth thing on the list? We gotta build that relationship with the school. We gotta build that relationship. When I went to the school that I'm in right now, I had built that relationship over many years. And when I finally got accepted, a large part of it was because I understood and knew everything that had to be done long before other people did. I had people on the inside that I had known and talked to. And so any question I had, they got answered that same day. They knew who I was. And so that paid dividends in me for actually getting accepted into that program. Now, building these relationships aren't going to guarantee you a spot in their cohort or a spot, to their acceptance. You're going to have to still put in the work. But one thing that relationship not only does besides get you the information as soon as you need it, it shows them your interest. It shows them that you care. When these people are having to go through and review your information, one thing that they're going to ask themselves when they look at your grades, they're going to say, okay, can this kid succeed? And how much does this kid or this person care about school? Well, if you're somebody with a low GPA, but you've been in the office and you've been going to open house and they see your face around all the time and you have just good enough grades to get in, they're going to take you over someone they've never seen because they know how much this means to you. People do have a heart. People do care. So if you can build a relationship with somebody, do that. All right, so let's recap. We got A&P. Do well in A&P. Find out what kind of nurse you want to be. Don't leave any stone unturned. Find all those programs. Build a relationship with the school that you want to go to. Find somebody on the inside, somebody that can help you. And here's the fifth thing, the last thing, which you can really apply to any situation of your life, but you really want to apply it as you go through these four things that I just mentioned. And this last one is, don't talk about what you're about to do, only talk about what you've done. Nobody cares about what you did or what you're about to do. My fault. Nobody cares what you're about to do, what your goals are. They don't really care. Yeah, they're interested. It's cool. It sounds good. But the only thing that actually registered to them is the stuff that you actually did do. And you have to understand, I'm speaking from experience here, people. When you tell people about your plans and about your goals and about the things that you want to accomplish, you get a false sense of accomplishment. Your brain mistakes that talking for doing. You haven't done anything yet. So hold in that success. Once you do good A&P, don't tell nobody. Hold it in. Fight with it, because you're going to want to tell somebody, but the longer you hold on to it, it's going to bring you to that next step. It's going to carry you in because nobody even knows about what you got going on, and you want somebody to see it. You want somebody to understand, look, man, I'm doing my thing. I'm balling. Keep it in, and it's going to move you towards it. Same thing. Once you plan what kind of nurse you be, don't go out there and tell everybody, hey, I want to be CRNA. Cool story. Are you a CRNA? Can you? Yeah, man, maybe you can, but you're not. So again, keep that information in, wrestle with it, because one day you're going to pop up, boom, I'm an MP, boom, I'm a nurse, whatever it is you want to be, and it's going to be that. But you're not going to get there if you keep telling everybody what you want to be, because now you think that you've become that already, and you haven't. Same thing goes for all the other steps. Leaving no stone unturned, building that relationship with your school. So I hope y'all found some education and motivation in this video. I had a really fun time telling y'all this video. This is the kind of stuff I love to do. I can't wait to do my next video. I think I'm gonna give you guys some of my tips and tricks on A&P because I really struggle with that course and I want you to fare better than I did. So until next time, this is the Nurse Network and you are amazing.